Hi, Izzy. Let me know when you can hear me.
Hear you loud and clear, Vandy.
Perfect. All righty. Well, let's go ahead and dive in. So, thinking about what we worked on last time, what were the things that you felt really good about and that stuck with you? Things that you remembered, and they were like, oh, I gotta keep that. I gotta incorporate that into my future scripts and things.
What I really liked, was definitely like knowing what's going on in the situation, what's happening before this, and like whether I can do like with my vocal cords, kind of like wanted to make sure if I am in the right pitch, make
Hmm.
it more either like more dramatic
Sure.
and very like full on character.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm just taking a couple notes about that. Wonderful. All right. So, playing with pitches was the first thing that you mentioned. So, I would love to play with some characters who their voice sits in a different part of your range. So, maybe one that's high and one that's more mid and one that's lower. So, can you think of a character type that would have a more high-pitched voice?
Hmm. High pitch. This is kind of more like maybe like Minnie Mouse.
Minnie Mouse. I love that one. All right. So then, what about a character that would be more in your mid range?
My mid-range. This is kind of a tricky one for
I
me.
know it could be a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
So who's the first one that comes to mind, though?
Hmm. I don't really know, but maybe more on the like I would kind of have to say Morticia Adams a bit.
Great. Okay. All right. So then, what about a low pitched voice?
Oh my God. Low pitch. Definitely Squidward on that part.
Oh, okay. That would be a fun one. All right. So I'm just looking for some stuff that we can use. All right. So let's start first off with the Minnie Mouse one. All right, so tell me a little bit mm, about this character. So tell me a little bit about her personality, her voice.
She's like very lively, very sweet, generous, kind,
Nice.
totally adorable.
Yes.
Adores Mickey as much as she loves her own friends. Very friendly, of
Yeah.
course. And her voice is more like on the high, but more on like the sweet side.
Okay,
And very bubbly
absolutely.
too.
Bubbly. Yes, I agree. Alrighty, so then I put the Minnie Mouse and Morticia ones in there. So, oh, this one I have to send in a couple chunks because it won't take all of it. It says it's too much. I think it's just from here to the end. So a really short chunk left at the end. Okay. So that plus this. Alrighty. So this first one, where do you think she is? Let's start there.
See, oh my, sometimes the world is gets a little loud, does it? So many big voices rushing around like but you know what I say? Even the tiniest voices can shine if it speaks with kindness, maybe a little sparkle. Hmm. Maybe this is more like giving like a little message, kind of.
Excuse
Let's
me.
see.
Allergy
And like
season.
showing off, so that kind of like telling off a message, like sometimes the little thing you have is like the biggest part of you.
Yeah. I
And
feel
even
like she could be maybe, because it sounds kind of like an inspiring talk kind of thing. I was
mm-hmm,
thinking maybe she could be like visiting a school and like saying this to the kids or something.
mm-hmm.
Um, or
Especially to all
maybe
the little girls.
right, exactly. That's kind of what I was thinking. Or I suppose it could be kind of like she has a new neighbor who's having a really hard time. And, she's saying this to try to kind of like boost her spirits. So, yeah. So I like that idea of like the little girls that she comes to school to talk to. So
Mm-hmm.
let's say there's an all-girl school and Minnie Mouse was asked to come and speak to them and give an inspiring talk.
Right.
Alrighty.
Mm-hmm.
So probably, she just went up in front of everybody to talk to them. And what do you think is her goal? How does she hope these girls respond to what she says?
Hopefully they like feel like inspired.
Right. That it kind of ignites their imaginations and makes them feel really good about themselves and
Mm-hmm.
motivates them, right? Um, so then, mm, okay, so what are we going to do with the voice itself? So we talked about it's going to be a higher pitch.
Higher
And
pitch.
then what else?
Kind of more like, let's see. I may not be the tallest mouse in the room or the quietest, but I know who I am. Maybe more like be more on like the flirty, like more exaggerated on especially like the things she like loves the most, like where it says here, I love pink bows, polka dots, and helping my friends feel special. Kind of like more sing-songy, I would like do on that.
Okay.
And of course we gotta add that little iconic laugh that she has.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it says hee hee giggles toodles for now and kind of like do that another sing-songy on the toodles for now.
Great. Okay. Do you want to give it a go?
You bet I do. Okay. Oh great. Now this is making me want to go back to Walt Disney World again. But okay, here we go. Oh my. Sometimes the world gets a little loud, does it? So many big voices rushing around trying to be heard. But you know what I say? Even the tiniest voices can shine if it sparkles with kindness. And a little sparkle. I may not be the tallest mouse in the room or the quietest, but I know who I am. I love pink bows, polka dots, and helping my friends feel special. And when life feels a little upside down, I close my eyes, take a deep breath, and remember kindness never goes out of style. So if you're ever feeling small or like no one's listening, just remember, even a whisper can be magic if it comes from the heart. And don't forget your bow. It never You never know when a bit of fabulous might save the day. Toodles for
Nice. Good. I would say one more thing we can maybe add is a little more of like an open space in the back of the mouth, like a yawn. Give me a feel that kind of yawn space or surprise, right? And it pulls open a little more of that open cave of space back there and a little more rounded so you can get that woohoo kind of a feeling.
now. Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you try making a couple sounds just to find that space? Woo!
Sure.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah. So then she can still have all those other qualities, but kind of like an, oh my, sometimes the world gets a little loud, doesn't it? Like a little bit of that kind of quality. Because if you think of like classic Mickey and Minnie, it's like, oh, Minnie. And she's like,
Yeah.
hello, Mickey. And it's a little more like open back there and a little less of that really forward bright, like, oh my, sometimes the world gets a little loud. That like very forward. Instead, it has more of that open feeling.
All
Yeah,
right.
can we try that?
Right. Okay. Oh my.
Sometimes the world gets a little loud, does it? So many big voices rush into trying to get ahead. But you know what I say? Even the tiniest voices can shine if it speaks with kindness and maybe a little sparkle. I might not be the tallest mouse in the room or the quietest, but I know who I am. I love pink bows, polka dots, and helping my friends feel special. When life feels a little upside down, I close my eyes, take a breath, and remember, kindness never goes out of style. So, if you're feeling a little small or like no one's listening, just remember, even a whisper can be magic if it comes from the heart. And don't forget your bow. You never know when a little fabulousness might save the day. Toodles for
All right. I loved that. What did you like best about it?
Impress myself there.
All right. So then, mm, mm, let's try. Let's
Hmm.
do it like I'm just trying to think of ways we could play with it and kind of change it a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe it could be like you're at a little cafe with a friend and a super loud truck rumbles by, and you're like, oh my, sometimes the world gets a little loud, doesn't it? Kind of like that.
Yeah.
And then let's say her friend can be pretty shy and quiet,
Hmm.
and also she's having a hard day.
All right.
Maybe she like got laid off or something, right?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So,
Yeah.
now. Oh my! Sometimes the world gets a little loud, does it? So many big voices, always rushing around trying to be heard. But you know what I say? Even the tiniest voices can even the tiniest voices can shine if it sparkles with kindness. And maybe even a little sparkle. Like I may not be the tallest mouse in the room or the quietest, but I know who I am. I love pink bows, polka dots, and helping my friends feel special. And when life feels a little upside down, I close my eyes, take a breath, and remember kindness never goes out of style. So if you're feeling small or like no one is listening, just remember even a whisper can be magic if it comes from the heart. And don't forget your bow. You never know when a bit of fabulous might save the day. Toodles for now.
Aw, nice. I loved that. Yeah,
okay, now I
I think
really
that
impressed myself there.
right? That worked really well. I like this shift, like at the beginning where, she's like, "Oh my, that's very loud." Like I like that it goes somewhere different. Um, and then, you can kind of like gently ease into your little pep talk, and then maybe she starts to feel comforted, so you get a little more excited. So I like that it feels like it moves a bit more rather than all being kind of the same thing. Did
Yeah,
you feel like that too?
I felt that big change in there.
Yeah. So I think that works really well. I think it's a little more exciting than the first one and it has that momentum. So I feel like maybe we keep that version. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always try to think myself of a beginning, middle, and end. So I go, okay, so what is my character feeling and doing at the beginning? So here she's feeling startled, you know, like, whoo, you know,
Hmm.
and then maybe then she could be concerned maybe about her friend. Um, and maybe she's then kind of like self-deprecating and like, yeah, I'm not the tallest mouse. I'm also not the quietest. Like I tend to talk a lot and I'm loud, you know.
Yeah.
So kind of like joking around and like self-deprecating and using that to kind of cheer her up. And then maybe at the end, her friend starts to maybe giggle and feel a little better. So you're just like, hey, it's gonna be okay, you know? So it's like happy and just really, connecting with your friend there. And then, obviously she's leaving. So she giggles and says toodles for now. Obviously, she's a lot happier at the end then, right? So
Hmm.
then you see how it can go to a bunch of different places then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty, so why don't we go ahead then and move on to our Morticia, the people often ask.
All right.
So go ahead and take a silent read through first and think about who this character is, and then we are going to work on it.
All right. People often ask, how can I live surrounded by such darkness, as if shadows are something of fear? But I find them rather comforting. In the shadows, nothing pretends to be what it is not. The night is honest. It doesn't sparkle for your approval. It doesn't dance in artificial lighting. It simply exists, beautiful, still, timeless. They say roses are red and violets are blue, but give me nightshade, give me hemlock, give me a bloom that bites back.
Mhm.
Love, like poison, should be intoxicating, a little dangerous, deliciously permanent. I do not smile to please. I do not speak to entertain. I speak when silence is no longer sufficient.
Oh, sufficient.
Sufficient.
Good.
Right? And when and when I love with the gravity of 1,000 tombstones. Now, would you care for a cup of arsen arsenic tea?
Arsenic tea. Yes.
Arsenic.
Arsenic is a type of poison. It's used
Oh,
in classic literature like arsenic and lace.
arsenic tea. Slowly, I exclaim.
Yeah, so you're
Only
you're
the
saying, would you like
bold,
some poison tea?
only the bold survive the Adams household.
Okay. Alrighty. So who do you imagine she could be talking to and where do you think they are?
Maybe like the new neighbor, like
Okay,
I'm like
yeah,
surrounded, like maybe like in the graveyard in front of the house,
sure. That could be.
like almost like welcome in the new neighbors through like the front iron gates and like
Yeah.
showing them around, like this is our life. This is how we live.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe like when you offer her or him the tea or like asking if they want to go inside kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because maybe you've talked to them and kind of shown them around the yard or something. Yeah. Great.
Hmm.
Um, okay, so what do you think that person could have said to you right before you start?
Like probably like this is where you live, but it's so dark. I can barely see the nose out of my face. There's so many cobwebs here. It's just like they're like disgusting me. And this is like, how can you live with such darkness? Where I can only live in like sunshine
Yeah, like I feel too like it could be a character that's a very like bubbly, sunshiny kind of character too, who's like,
and is
yeah,
not used to sort of this kind of stuff.
yeah, who
Like
like brings a pie over and
grim
is like,
darkness.
"Hello, I'm the new neighbor. I just moved in next door. I've met just about everyone else, but I thought I'd come over and meet you. Do you like cherry pie? I made it from scratch, grandma's recipe, you know?" And then
Hmm.
maybe like invite her into the house or something, and she's like, "Oh, it's so dark in here. I can barely see." You know?
Yeah.
I feel like it could be something like that, where it's like the big contrast of like a sunshiny, bubbly person. And then,
Versus the more grim,
hmm yeah, that could be kind of
moody.
fun, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then too, like you could be amused by her, you could be offended by her, you could be disgusted, you could be like, let me take you under my wing and teach you the way it should be, you know?
Yeah.
Um, I feel like you can have your own kind of way that you react to that. So how do you think Morticia would feel if that
Um,
happened?
Definitely like a bit like maybe a bit more like mysteriously like welcoming her, like taking under her wing.
Do you
Like
think she's at
people
all
of
suspicious?
yeah, probably a little.
Because I don't know who would be brave enough to walk up to their front door, especially if you didn't know them.
Yeah.
Um, and so at first you're suspicious. Okay. So then why are you saying what you're saying and doing what you're doing? And how do you hope that this person reacts to what you say?
Like I hope they like understand. Like maybe like they could try since you're so used to like what you like. How about like taking a day and trying to do and try to like and embrace what we always are fond of.
Okay. Yeah, I was
So
thinking
very like trying to get them to understand
yeah, that could be.
and
I was
understand like the beauty of darkness, the beauty of like nightshades.
so you're educating this person.
Exactly.
Okay, and you're like showing them all your plants and okay, great. So let's go ahead and try that.
People often ask me, how can I live surrounded by such darkness? As if shadows are something of fear. But I find them rather comforting. In the shadows, nothing pretends to be what it is not. The night is honest. It doesn't sparkle for your approval. It does not dance in artificial light. It simply exists. Beautiful, still, timeless. They say roses are red and violets are blue, but give me nightshade. Give me hemlock. Give me a bloom that bites back. Love, like poison, should be intoxicating, a little dangerous, deliciously permanent. I do not smile to please. I do not speak to entertain. I speak when silence is no longer. Oh my god, that word.
Um,
Is no longer
Sufficient?
I speak when silence is no longer sufficient.
Sufficient. Like sh.
Sufficient. I
Mm-hmm.
speak when silence is no longer sufficient. And
Mm-hmm.
when I love with the gravity of 1,000 tombstones. Now, would you care for a cup of arsenic tea? Only the bold can survive the Adams household.
Nice. Okay. I like it. So, another scenario I thought we could maybe try is maybe like the Addams family has been getting bad press lately. Like maybe there's somebody trying to get them like banished and removed from the community or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so they've had like reporters and people from the HOA coming by and they're just like, so maybe they're not liking that. So she might think that this person is either part of like the HOA and the petition, or it could be like a news reporter. So she's like, I don't know about you. And I was thinking your whole goal could be to get this person to go away. And that's your goal. And maybe
All
they
right.
just keep like being nosy and stuff. And you're just like, please leave.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe you open the door and they're like, "Oh, hello," and just like breezed in, and you're just like,
Okay.
So you're trying to get rid of them. So you could do things like insult them. You could try to scare them. You
Mm-hmm.
could belittle them. You could judge them. You could squash them like a bug, right? So all the things you could do to try to get rid of them. You could panic. You could act just really boring. You could be super hype, all the things you could try to get rid of this person. Yeah?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
All right, let's try it. Also, if someone just shoved their way through my front door, I'd be pretty like, excuse you? Excuse
Yeah.
me?
People often ask, how can I so live in surrounded by such darkness? As if shadows are something to fear. But I find them rather comforting. In the shadows, nothing pretends to be what it's not. The night is honest. It doesn't sparkle you for your approval. They say roses are red and violets are blue. Oh, I skipped a line. Can I start
Oh,
over?
okay.
All right. It doesn't sparkle for your approval. It doesn't dance in artificial light. It simply exists. Beautiful, still, timeless. They say roses are red and violets are blue. But give me nightshade. Give me hemlock. Give me a bloom that bites back. Love, like poison, should be intoxicating, a little dangerous, deliciously permanent. I do not smile to please. I do not speak to entertain. When I speak when silence is no longer officiant. And when I love with the gravity of 1,000 tombstones. Now, would you care for a cup of arsenic tea? Only the bold can survive the Adams household.
Okay. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I definitely like that one better.
Nice. Good. Yeah, I feel like it like trying to actively get her to go away is a very like clear action, so it can probably be pretty easy to tap into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice. Okay, great. So then, let's see. Let's go ahead. I know we are almost out of time, but let's go ahead and just give a read through of the last one with Squidward. And it's
All
going to be
right.
that small chunk at the end as well. So it starts at another day.
All right. Ah, another day, another migraine. I wake up every morning with the faint fading hope that perhaps, just perhaps, today will be the day someone appreciates true art, true culture, a delicate clarinet solo, a tasteful abstraction self-portrait, a salad without jellyfish on it. But no! What do I get? Hey, Squidward, wanna go jellyfishing? Hey, Squidward, I made you a Krabby Patty shaped like a jellyfish. Hey, Squidward, I painted your house pink while you were sleeping. It's exhausting being the only beacon of taste in a sea of sponge-filled chaos. I could have been a world-renowned musician, a gallery-owning genius, a sophisticated man of art. But no, I'm flipping burgers for a creature who thinks mayonnaise is an instrument. Ugh. Still, when I close my eyes and play my clarinet, even just for a moment, I remember who I am. A tortured soul, a misunderstood visionary, and maybe, just maybe, if I play loud enough, I wouldn't have to hear SpongeBob laughing. I need a vacation or a new dimension. Whew.
All right, so tell me what you liked about that.
Oh, I definitely added that bit of my lower register in my voice.
Yeah. Okay, so a lot of nasality, I noticed. What else did you notice that you liked?
I kind of like with the sarcastic voice, but it's more like a mimicking of SpongeBob with the "Hey, want to go jellyfish?" and I make you a Krabby Patty, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And then I even add a little bit of Patrick with the who thinks mayonnaise is an instrument for the is mayonnaise an instrument? No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument. Makes me laugh every time. But yeah, I kind of like made that little mocking of Patrick too.
Yeah. Okay, good. So with this one, what would you want to practice this week to improve it even more?
Maybe more of that nasally kind of voice, like maybe even add like since I kind of do like a uh, in my whenever I wake up in the morning, kind of like that. Uh, More of like that annoyed groan that I do every day of my life. So kind of like
Mm-hmm.
add those little noises into the character voice.
Yeah, I like it. Good. How much do you think you'll be able to work on it this week?
Um, Maybe during the weekend or well, I'm gonna be out of town um for this week, but then I'll be
Okay,
back on like Sunday.
great.
So
Okay.
I
Yeah,
could
so you have a
practice
little
that
bit of
then.
time then to practice before I see you Wednesday. Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll still have 4 days, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Awesome. Okay. So then I figure we can touch back on that script next time. And then
Sure.
also we're gonna work on more dramatic characters and how to really deep dive into a character and bring that out. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Great. Awesome. I'll look forward to seeing you then. Thanks, Izzy.
Alrighty.
Bye-bye.
Bye.